In this video, we're going to talk about the new Unreal Engine 5, which was released a couple of days ago. So we're going to do a brief introduction about the software, how you can download and install it, and then we're going to do a little bit of introduction about the interface and the various tools that you will find inside. Now, first of all, to download and install Unreal Engine, it's real simple. You just search for Unreal Engine, get into the page here, the official page, and you can just get inside here and read all the information if you want. Now, the first thing you need to do is to have an account in Epic Games. So you need to sign in or register if you haven't one already. And then you can click here on download. Now, this is where you download the engine. So it's going to tell you what are the system requirements. And if you want to know more, just click here and you can see here all the requirements more in depth. Okay, and then you just scroll down a little bit. You can see here that first of all you need to download the launcher if you didn't already. So if you don't have the Epic Games launcher, click here and download it. You can save it anywhere in your computer, and then once you're finished, you double click there and you first gonna install the Epic Games launcher. After that, if you already have it, you just open the launcher from here, and well, there's also a video there. So you can explore a little bit the official website, and you can also give a look to the marketplace. Here you will find some templates or starter games that you can download for free. If you want to see some more free stuff, you can go to the free part here and go to the Epic Games content, and you will see that there are already a lot of templates and like small games that you can download. Check out all the content examples here, which are pretty handy. And this is new, by the way. So if you want some of that, you click there, sign in to download, and well, the same thing. So you can get in and register or use your account that you already have. For those of you who don't know what Unreal Engine is and what it's for, you can just check here all the different examples. You can see that Unreal Engine, it's used for games, architecture, film, television, broadcast, live events, animation, automotive, industrial design, and simulations in general. So just click there and see additional information and some showcases about the use of the software in the different businesses. So go there and investigate a little bit. So once you're finished to download the installer, you can double click on the icon where you will install the Epic Games Launcher. And there you have, this is the installer right here. So from here you can download different Unreal Engine versions, including the latest Unreal Engine 5. And again, you will find some articles here, or you can get into the marketplace also from here. And whatever you need to download, you can just click here and download it. So for example, if we go to Epic Games content again, so right now you can see that it's telling me that I already have this one, but I can still download other stuff from the marketplace just to get started. Now, if you want to get directly to the Unreal Engine 5, you just click here and launch it. But you shouldn't see this unless you already install it. So if you didn't install it already, just go here into the library. So you can see here, you will probably see nothing here. So you press plus. And so from here, you can install other versions of the Unreal Engine. You can also download the previous version, which was number 4. Now here you can also have some options if you want to install, well, you need to install the core components, and then you can decide whether you to install the other parts like the starter content and well, other stuff here. For example, like for iOS, Linux, and Android, and so on. So you can decide what you want to install or not. Then click on install, and you just need to wait a lot to download it, install it, and get everything ready. So be patient. It's gonna take a while. And when you're finished, you will see here launch or also appear. So this is where you can launch the Unreal Engine. So you click there, and well, this is basically the last step. So again, download the launcher installer, install the launcher. From the launcher here, download the editor, Unreal Engine editor, and when you're finished, you just click on launch and you're gonna launch the editor. Now right here, you will see some projects that you will create. So these are your projects, and if you go down, this is all like packs that I have downloaded and installed. You can download assets, you can download entire scenes to test, and you can download content, examples, templates, and so on. So again, when you're ready, just click on launch and wait for the editor to start up. You will see this splash screen with the logo, with the Unreal Engine logo. Also, this is gonna take just a few seconds. There you go. And then you should see this browser. Well, I opened that twice. So here again, you have recent projects, and then you have templates for games, film, video, live events, architecture and design, automotive and industrial design, things like that. You can see you have augmented reality templates and virtual reality templates and things like that. Now for this example, I'm choosing here this third-person world, but well, you can also create a blank project, so you can add your stuff inside or whatever you want. So here you can also decide some basic things, but you can also change this later. You can also decide if you want a starter content or you want a totally empty world. And then when you're finished, you just click on create. Well, define a folder where you want to store your projects, and then click on create, and that's going to create your project. It's opening a project that I already created, and then after a few minutes, it's going to open up the open world here. Now, this is again an empty scene with some background there, and then you can move inside and test some of the navigation commands that I'm just going to explain. So if you click with the right mouse of your button, you can move your view, you can change your point of view and look around what's inside your world. And then you can use the scroll wheel of your mouse to move back and forward. You can press the scroll wheel of your mouse if you want to pan, so go up and down or right or left. And then you can click with the left mouse and hold it if you want to like walk through the scene. So you can just click and drag and change the direction where you're going. And this is gonna make you move a little bit. Now the extra commands for the movement, for the navigation, are W if you want to move forward, and A if you want to move on the left, D if you want to move on the right, and S if you want to move backward. And hold your right mouse button if you want to move around and look around, and then while you're looking around you can press A, S, D, and W to move inside your scene. So these are the basic navigation tools. Now this is a pretty boring scene, and you also don't have any assets, and if you didn't add the starter content. So just to get started and see what the Unreal Engine editor is all about. Now the third person file here, it's a little bit more interesting because you have a little bit of props and some let's say objects and a small world that you can navigate. Now when you are in this mode, you are in editing mode, which means that I can select, for example, that box there and move it around just by using the arrows, or I can delete it. I can press the delete key on my keyboard and delete part of the scene. And so when you are in editing mode, you're basically creating your level, and you can modify it. When you want to test it, you should press the play button up there. So if you press play, this is what is going to happen. Now this is all about programming language and stuff that you need to set up. Now spacebar is to jump here, and again WASD to move around, and you can just move your mouse to change the look around function. So it's like playing video games. So if you press ESC, you're gonna exit that simulation mode, and you're gonna go back to the edit mode. And you can do it also. You can go back and forward if you want to test your world. Now, one interesting thing about Unreal Engine is that it will let you create some 3D levels that you can actually interact with. So if I go there in these blue cubes, you can see that I can move them. So this is interaction. This is interactively playing. So I can go there and explore the scene, but also interact. Really interesting. Something that we will not find easily in other software. Well, you have like another software which is called Unity, and you have like the other 3D software that usually don't have these interaction features. So this is what makes Unreal Engine so powerful and popular. So let's see briefly what the interface is about. And again, this is going to be an introduction, so just going to talk about briefly what you find here in the interface, and then in other videos I'm going to explain to you all the features in details in the specific. So right here at the top we have the drop-down menus, and for example here you can create a new level, and you can create new levels inside a single project. So one single project can contain more than one level. You can open assets. So these are going to be the assets that are already in the scene. So you can see there the assets. And you can also save and import from external software other assets into the level. Now, one important thing is that you cannot create 3D models in Unreal Engine. Well, you can create some really basic stuff, but if you need to create like characters, vehicles, buildings, and things like that, you should create them in another software like Blender or Cinema 4D or Maya or 3ds Max, and then import them inside Unreal Engine. Now in the channel you will see a lot of video courses dedicated to a lot of 3D modeling tools. So if you're interested in that, you can see that, and then you can customize more your levels here in Unreal Engine. You can also create a new project, and that's gonna create a new one. So it's a completely different project. So don't mistake new level with new project, are totally different things. You can see project, you can open, you can see the recent projects, and that's it. In the edit here, you can go back and forward with Ctrl+Z, Ctrl+Epsilon, and you can do it also, of course, with the shortcut keys to go back. For example, there, I have deleted that, so I can go back and forward and change, let's say, what happens in time. So Ctrl+Z will let me go back in time, Ctrl+Epsilon will go forward. And we can also use the history. We have like some basic commands here, like Ctrl+X to cut, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. Now this is something that you usually find in every software. And also delete key, duplicate, Ctrl+D. And we also have editor preferences if you want to customize the way the editor is going to appear and work. And also the project settings, and this is about the project. So this is this project right here. So one is for the editor, one is for the project. And then you can also go into the plugin if you want to install or activate more plugins. To activate, you just need to click here, and this is going to activate a new plugin, or you can install more, and so on. So we're going to see that later as well. Windows, this is where you can open up different windows that you may need. For example, the levels window or the content browser, which is down here. This is really important. This is where we're going to store all the assets that we're going to use in the project. So we're going to come here pretty often. And also here you have the output log and the command bar if you want to enter here some command directly into the console. And then you have some tools, some extra tools here, and other, well, drop-down menus that we're gonna see later, but for the selection and other stuff. And you also have the help. Now in the part here below, you can change you can save your project, you can change the mode. So in this case we are in select mode, but you also have other modes depending on what you need to do inside your project. From here you can add other elements like actors or lights or cameras. From here you can access the blueprint, which is the part concerning like the interaction and all the let's say what happens in the back end, so hidden from the scene in the background, in the let's say the backstage. You can change what happens in your world and define actions and things like that, and interaction. And this is for cinematics, and that's it. So this is to change platform. And then you have the workspace, which is this window here, outlined with this yellow color. And here you can change, again, some tools for the navigation and the interaction with in the editing part. Now in the right side we have another really important panel, which is the outliner. Now this is similar to Blender and similar to Cinema 4D, where you basically have all your scene organized. So you can click here and select objects directly from the outliner and directly from the scene, depending on your needs. You can also search for a particular asset if you don't find it here. So this is basically a management tool to manage your scene. And when you select something, down here you will see the properties or details. So this is where you can edit the object through these parameters, and not only through the viewport here. And well, that's basically it. It's a pretty simple and let's say minimalistic interface. Also, you have some additional settings here. So this is just a brief introduction. We're gonna get through all these different commands and features. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support us a little bit, you can join the channel as a supporter, and you can write questions, you can write suggestions for other users in the comments. So thanks for watching, and please check also our other video courses in the channel. See you in the next video.